Stephanie Donovan opened her eyes to the sterile glow of hospital monitors, the dull ache of spinal surgery pulling her back from anesthetic fog. Before she could orient herself, a man in a cheap suit stepped inside, extending a thick envelope marked urgent legal documents. The header read, "Emergency ex parte petition for custody of minor child Lucas Donovan. Petitioners, Patrick Donovan and Sandra Donovan. Grounds, the mother is mentally incapacitated and unable to parent."
They claim I am mentally incapacitated. Patrick and my mother want temporary custody of Lucas.
Stephanie, you are pale as death. What happened?
Read the first page. Tell me my brother didn't just sue for custody of my son.
72 hours. The hearing is set for 72 hours from now. They're demanding an immediate transfer.
Then I'll be ready. I didn't survive a car crash and spinal surgery to lose Lucas. Nobody takes my child.
The hospital calendar showed a date circled in red. Hearing, 3 days away. The clock had already started ticking. Stephanie ignored the flood of missed calls from her mother and dialed the one number that mattered, her attorney.
Marcus, I've been served an emergency custody petition. My brother claims I am mentally incapacitated.
They're filing ex parte. We need immediate medical evidence that you are of sound mind and capable.
Patrick's wife, Melissa, has always wanted a second child. This isn't about Lucas. It's about taking my baby.
Stephanie, I've been by your side since college. I'll do whatever it takes to keep Lucas with you. I'll page Dr. Carr right now. He needs to hear this.
Patrick waited until I was cut open and helpless. He bet on me not being able to fight. He's going to learn that spinal surgery didn't touch my mind.
The hospital intercom crackled with Dr. Carr's page, but Stephanie's pulse was a drumbeat of defiance.
You are not alone in this fight, Steph. We've got your back.
Across town, Patrick Donovan tapped the affidavit on the coffee table like a winning lottery ticket.
The judge will see a bedridden mother. Temporary custody goes to Melissa. Then we push for permanent.
Stephanie has always been too soft. This surgery proves she can't handle pressure. She'll crumble.
But she's still Lucas's mother. What if she fights, Patrick? This feels wrong.
She's flat on her back with a spine full of metal. She can't fight, and she won't.
Sandra took the pen and signed the affidavit with a sharp, final stroke.
We're the only stability Lucas has left. That boy needs a proper home.
Melissa twisted her fingers in her lap and said nothing more. Patrick dialed his attorney, his voice brimming with certainty. The petition is filed. We're solid. 3 signatures on a lie. The family had chosen its side, and none of them included the woman in the hospital bed. Dr. William Carr entered for morning rounds, his expression already shifting from routine to concern.
Dr. Carr, my brother filed an emergency custody petition. He says I am mentally incompetent after surgery.
Let's run a few checks. Concentration, recall, orientation. You are fully lucid, Stephanie. There's no impairment.
I need a medical statement. My attorney says it's the only way to counter the petition. Can you write one today?
I'll dictate it now. You are cognitively intact and expected to recover fully. This petition is medically baseless.
Stephanie dialed Lucas's pediatrician before the surgeon had even finished typing.
Lucas has been healthy and well cared for since infancy. I'll fax a letter immediately stating exactly that.
2 doctors willing to go on record. They're not just taking her son without a fight.
They think I am broken, but I am still the mother who raised Lucas for 5 years.
From the bed that was supposed to be her disadvantage, Stephanie began assembling an arsenal that would outlast the lies. Marcus Foster strode into the courthouse with 2 manila folders, each page time-stamped and signed. Dr. Carr's statement, fully lucid, cognitively intact, full recovery in 6 weeks, no impairment to parenting. Dr. Hart's letter, Lucas Donovan has been a healthy, well-cared-for child for 5 years, with no signs of neglect.
3 sentences. That's all I need to speak. A judge will hear me.
Before Stephanie could practice again, the charge nurse tapped on the door, her expression tight. A woman named Sandra Donovan had just tried to enter the pediatric unit, claiming she was picking up her grandson. She told the desk she had legal custody, but when security asked for proof, she had nothing.
She came here. To this hospital? She tried to walk in and take my son.
Security stopped her. But Stephanie, she was bold enough to try.
The legal battle had just crossed a new line, and Stephanie realized her mother would stop at nothing to take Lucas.
I found an old voicemail. Patrick to his attorney, dated 8 weeks ago. You need to hear it.
Stephanie's hand trembled as she took the phone, the IV line tugging at her wrist, and pressed play. Her surgery next week, perfect window to file. She'll be too weak to respond. Patrick's own voice, unmistakable.
8 weeks before the accident. He planned this before I was even under the knife.
It was never about the accident. He was waiting for you to be vulnerable.
He was ready before I scheduled the surgery. This wasn't desperation. It was strategy.
And we have his voice on tape. This changes everything.
Now I am not just defending myself. I am exposing a scheme.
I'll make copies. Foster needs to hear this right away.
The betrayal had roots reaching back weeks before a single incision. Stephanie now held the proof in her trembling hands. The phone buzzed again at midnight. Melissa Donovan's name lit the screen.
Melissa, it's late. Why are you really calling?
I can't sleep. I didn't want this, Stephanie. Patrick pushed and pushed until I said yes. He said temporary custody was just a formality, but now there's no end date. I feel trapped.
Did you know he planned this before my surgery? Weeks before?
I found out last night. Sandra knew. They've been planning since the summer.
Melissa, will you tell the judge the truth?
I can't. Patrick would never forgive me. I am afraid of what he'll do.
The line went silent. A confession that shifted loyalties but couldn't summon courage.
She knows the truth, and she's still too afraid to speak. But now, I know exactly what I am facing.
The night before the hearing, Stephanie lay awake in her bed, staring through the window at the city that felt indifferent.
You are as sharp as any attorney I've met. Just speak the truth, Stephanie.
The tablet's angled perfectly. The judge will see your eyes, not the hospital bed.
3 sentences. That's all I need to show them. I am still the mother Lucas knows.
She rehearsed softly, her voice steady, despite the tremor in her hands.
I can do this. Lucas is waiting.
The wall clock showed 10:55. The hearing was 4 hours away.
Get some rest if you can. I'll be right here.
No more fearing them. Tomorrow, they fear the truth.
Stephanie closed her eyes, but inside, a pilot light burned, ready to ignite the moment the gavel fell. The tablet screen flickered to life and the courtroom materialized. Wood panels, flags, and Judge Morrison presiding with a stern calm.
Case number F-27, -1402, emergency custody of Lucas Donovan. I will hear brief arguments.
Patrick's attorney rose, his voice pitched toward pity. The attorney claimed Stephanie was bedridden and heavily medicated, unable to care for a child.
Your Honor, I submit Exhibit A. Sworn statement from her surgeon confirming full cognitive capacity and expected recovery. Exhibit B. Her son's pediatrician records, 5 years of exemplary care with no neglect.
Judge Morrison scanned the pages, her frown deepening.
These medical opinions are unequivocal. This court will now hear from the respondent directly. Miss Donovan, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, Your Honor. I can hear you, and I am fully aware of everything happening in this courtroom. I am fully capable. My surgeon confirms I am lucid. I have been Lucas's sole parent for 5 years without incident.
Your testimony aligns with the medical record. This court finds no evidence of mental incapacity. The emergency petition is dismissed with prejudice. It is frivolous and without merit. Additionally, petitioner's counsel is ordered to pay $2,500 in sanctions for filing this punitive motion.
The gavel struck once, its echo silencing any remaining objection. Patrick Donovan's face drained to a pale, wet fury as he realized the gamble had collapsed. Marcus Foster closed his file with a quiet nod of vindication.
11 minutes. The whole thing lasted 11 minutes.
Any further groundless filings will result in additional sanctions. Court is adjourned.
The hearing, from start to finish, had taken less time than a routine coffee break. Catherine rushed into the room and threw her arms around Stephanie, tears of relief streaking her face.
It's over. The judge dismissed everything. You did it, Stephanie.
But I am not done. Dismissing their petition isn't the same as making Lucas safe.
Stephanie reached for her phone, the voicemail file ready, and dialed Marcus Foster. She played the recording. Patrick's voice, weeks before the accident, planning the perfect window. Foster listened in silence, then let out a low whistle.
Planned in advance. We can file a counter for harassment and seek supervised visitation only.
Do it. I want them unable to get within a mile of my son.
I'll draft the petition by morning. This won't happen again.
Stephanie ended the call, her expression no longer that of a victim, but of a mother moving to a fence. 3 days later, the counter petition landed on the family court desk, a motion for restriction with the voicemail as its cornerstone.
Judge Alvarez signed the order. Supervised visitation only for Patrick and Sandra. 1 year minimum. They can't get near Lucas without approval.
In Foster's office, Stephanie signed the final set of documents: a new will, a guardianship clause, Catherine's name in ink.
No one can take you away from me, Lucas. Not ever again. Lucas, sweetheart. Uncle Patrick did something that wasn't fair, so he's in a very long time out, just like we talked about.
Like when I took extra cookies and you said I couldn't have dessert.
Exactly like that, but much longer. So, we won't see them for a while, and that's okay because we have everything we need right here.
Lucas considered this, then nodded and returned to his coloring book, the truest proof of his trust in her. On the fridge, a crayon drawing showed 3 stick figures labeled Mom, Aunt Catherine, me.
This is my family. The other one is just a legal record now.
Melissa Donovan slipped into a corner booth of a quiet coffee shop, her hood pulled low, eyes scanning the room.
I've hired a divorce lawyer. The papers are being drawn up this week.
That's your path to take. Why are you telling me now?
Because Sandra hasn't stopped. She sent a 7-page letter to Judge Morrison last week, trying to get the visitation order overturned.
It won't matter. The order is ironclad. She's just wasting ink.
I am sorry for everything, Stephanie. For going along with Patrick, I should have been stronger.
I appreciate you telling me. Good luck with the divorce.
Melissa nodded, a tear sliding down her cheek, and slid a folded copy of the divorce petition across the table, before pulling her hood up and leaving.
Sandra is still fighting, but I've already won the war.
Stephanie sat alone, the coffee growing cold as the reality of Sandra's unending bitterness settled into something she could hold without fear. Months dissolved into an easy rhythm. The cane went into the closet and stayed there. Stephanie and Lucas moved back to their house with its sunny kitchen and the familiar creak of the front steps. Lucas filled his room again with toy cars and drawings, as if the whole terrible chapter had been nothing but a bad dream. Afternoons at the park became their anchor. Stephanie pushing the swing, Lucas reaching for the sky. His laughter cut through every lingering worry, a sound more healing than any medicine.
You've got your spark back, Steph. Lucas sees it too.
A single-page filing arrived from the court. Petitioner's motion to reconsider is denied. Sandra's latest attempt dismissed without hearing. The night before first grade, Lucas paraded through the living room in his new sneakers and dinosaur backpack, refusing to take it off.
A year ago, I was fighting for him in a hospital bed. My brother trying to steal my son. Now he's just a boy who can't wait for recess.
But in a house across town, a pen was moving across paper. A letter that would soon find its way to her mailbox was already being written. A for sale sign appeared on Patrick Donovan's front lawn, the first public evidence of his personal collapse.
Lost the case. Lost Melissa. Lost the house. All because she fought back when she was supposed to break.
The same week, A judge stamped the final dissolution of marriage. Melissa Donovan was no longer a Donovan.
She left me. My own wife walked out because I tried to do what was right for this family.
Across town, Sandra Donovan sat at an old writing desk, a fountain pen trembling in her grip. Tears streaked the ink as she filled page after page, writing to the daughter she had tried to destroy. 6 pages of remorse, excuses, and blame spilled onto stationery she had ordered for happier letters. She folded them carefully, her fingers shaking, then sealed the envelope with a single, deliberate motion. The letter was slipped into a blue mailbox on the corner. Its red flag flipped up like a silent signal. The mail carrier collected it with 1,000 other pieces of paper, unaware that one envelope carried a war inside it. Stephanie brought in the day's mail and froze, one envelope separating itself from the rest.
Sandra's handwriting. 6 pages by the thickness. She wrote me after everything.
She carried it to the kitchen like a live animal and laid it on the table, where Catherine saw it.
Are you going to read it?
I already know every word she'd write. Excuses, blame, fake guilt. It's 6 pages of why she's the victim.
The envelope sat untouched, a paper grenade with the pin still in it.
You don't owe her the space in your head, Steph. You've already paid enough.
Closure isn't something she can give me. It's something I take by not giving her what she wants.
Stephanie nodded, but didn't reach for it. Not yet. The envelope remained on the table as the afternoon light shifted.
I decide when this war ends, not her.
She picked up the envelope, not to tear it open, but to slide it into the kitchen drawer where old receipts went to die. The drawer shut with a soft click, a period at the end of a sentence she never had to read. She called toward the living room, her voice carrying something new.
Lucas, sneakers on. We're going to the park.
At the park, Lucas climbed onto the swing, and Stephanie pushed, each arc lifting him higher into the golden afternoon.
Higher. Mommy, I am flying to the clouds.
Catherine appeared at the edge of the playground, 3 ice cream cones balanced in her hands like a small, ridiculous victory.
Thought you might need reinforcements. You are the best auntie in the whole world, Aunt Catherine.
This is my family. Not the one I inherited, but the one I chose.
That night, after Lucas was asleep, Stephanie opened the kitchen drawer and took out the envelope. She walked barefoot into the backyard, the envelope heavy with 6 pages of sorrow she would never absorb. A small fire pit blazed alive. Without hesitation, she dropped the envelope into the flames. The paper blackened instantly, Sandra's handwriting curling into ash and embers. She watched until nothing remained but a soft glow, her mother's words erased from existence. Then she looked up at the stars, a tear tracing her cheek, and she smiled.
I thought she'd never stop reaching for me, but I stopped needing her blessing the day I chose my own family.
The quiet of the backyard settled into something deeper, a silence that didn't ache.
I am not the girl she tried to break. I am the woman who rebuilt from the pieces.
And when she finally went inside, the fire had done its work. The past was ash. The morning was hers, the morning of his first day of first grade. Lucas could barely stay still long enough to finish his pancakes. Stephanie adjusted his dinosaur backpack and kissed the top of his head, feeling the solid weight of his lunchbox against her leg. At school, Lucas waved at her from the classroom door, his mouth full of excited questions, already half disappeared into the joy of it. In the office, Stephanie took the emergency contact form, the spaces for names waiting like empty verdicts. She wrote Stephanie Donovan in the first slot, then beneath it, Catherine Webb. The third line stayed blank. No grandparents, no uncles, just the 2 people who had never left. She handed the form to the teacher with a quiet smile. No explanation offered or needed. The teacher glanced at the list and nodded, sliding it into the filing tray without a second look. In the school's emergency file, the form was pinned to the bulletin board. 2 names only.
No one else will ever be listed there. Not ever again.
A text from Melissa arrived while Stephanie was making dinner, the buzz of the phone soft against the counter. Divorce is final. I am moving to Ohio. Thank you for showing me what real strength looks like.
Strength. She called it strength. I was just fighting for my son.
She typed only 2 words. Be well. Then set the phone aside. Later, Catherine let herself in, pouring coffee into mugs that had seen 100 late-night talks.
You know, a year ago, this time you were in that bed, fighting for every hour with Lucas.
I didn't know if I'd get to see him again. Every minute felt borrowed.
But you fought. And look at you. You didn't just survive, you rebuilt.
They clinked mugs, the sound small and certain.
Rebuilt. Yes, that's the word.
Afternoons in the Donovan kitchen had found their rhythm. Crayons, refrigerator art, laughter filtering through the screen door. Lucas's latest masterpiece showed 3 stick figures holding hands under a crayon sun, labeled in wobbly letters. Stephanie angled the laptop toward him so Catherine could see his creation from the clinic break room.
That belongs in a gallery. Lucas, you are a real artist, just like your mom.
Later, they cracked eggs into a mixing bowl, flour dust blooming into the air as Lucas counted the cups. On the fridge, the emergency contact form hung under a magnet shaped like a dinosaur. 2 names still alone. Lucas showed his drawing to Stephanie, his smile wide and unburdened, the paper fluttering as he explained each line.
This is my family. Mom, you, me, and Aunt Catherine.
Stephanie pulled him close, her answer not needing words. The kitchen hummed with ordinary, beautiful life, and not a single shadow of the year before remained on the porch. Stephanie rocked slowly, watching the sun sink into a tangerine sky. Lucas chased a butterfly through the grass, his laughter a small, bright sound in the evening air. Catherine's car pulled into the driveway, the headlights catching the last light of day.
I brought pizza, because no one should cook on a night this perfect.
They settled onto the front steps, the cardboard box warm between them, cheese stretching in strings. The conversation was nothing important. Tomorrow's errands. A funny thing Lucas had said at school. And that was the point.
This is what I fought for. Not a grand victory, just this. An ordinary, unbreakable peace.
Later, when the pizza was gone and the stars had appeared, the park across the distance held its quiet vigil. The empty swing moved gently, pushed by a memory of motion, bathed in the last golden light. And the Donovan family, the real one, was home.